self-desires. In Islam, we must know that we were put upon this earth for one thing and one thing only, the worship of Allah. Allah the Most High says, I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me. And this is Surah 51, verse 56. And He has said, given us the halal, that which is permissible, and the haram, that which Allah has forbidden, defining the borders of our actions in this life, while clearly explaining the rewards and punishments that await us in the next life. So the correct way to look so the correct so the correct way to look at our lives is with Allah at the center. In ourselves, in all that we do, in plan, and what we see in relationship to Him. We should be surrounded by Islam, engulfed in it. It should not be just a segment of our lives, put to one side until it is wanted. So you see, Islam is a roadmap of our lives, and that's part of what I put together. So I have a whole bunch of these right here.
So it's like almost like musings and thoughts.
That's right.
Okay. Do you have a title for that?
Yes, Court. I'm not a criminal.
I'm not a criminal man. Okay. I mean, look, we can get we can get your books out now. We can get your books done.
Yeah. Y'all gotta exchange math so y'all can, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you.
On Facebook, if you look for Kaaram, Kaaram,
Kaaram.
that's like the easiest way.
Wait, okay, right, okay, yeah, I can do it.
Kaaram, and it's Kaaram, College Legacy Ellis.
I got it.
Yeah. So connect me with there, and then we'll do everything else, so we get you going with your book, the first book, so that we can, we can make that a reality.
I see you teach self-defense. Or is that just somebody?
Yeah, I do that. My children have taken it over. They kind of, that's actually one of many pillars that we've created. Because, like I said, with the establishment of a curriculum, I realized that was the actual foundation, literally, of a kingdom. You build a kingdom off of not just education, but the vehicle that education comes through. And you realize, like, we have to teach ourselves everything our way. So now what that means, it makes perfect sense.
That's what they call, it's almost similar to what they call the Maslow's, I forget what they call that, hierarchy. It's called the Maslow's hierarchy, where you start off. Everything is, like when you come into the vision of something, like when you came in, the first thing you do is observe.
Right.
And you observe because your physicality. You want to make sure you're safe first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? And then you start to socialize. You know what I'm saying? The socialization and then the education and all of these things start to take place as what's happening now. You see what I'm saying? So that's
it's a natural process.
Right.
And what we forgot is that how this Western society was established was not natural at all.
No,
it was forced. It was taken, and it was like, and we fall into the mindset where we figure that we have to exist within it, like
your family.
Yep, that's most of it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, I'm missing the son.
Okay, sound like this guy right
here. Yeah, so I got 7 of them.
That's cool, man.
And
alright.
Brother Kaaram.
So connect with me on there, and then what we'll do is I'll go ahead and work on your cover and front and back cover, and then after that I'll just get your book and we'll go ahead and format it. We'll knock it out for you. Literally, like I can get you going real fast. How fast you want to get going?
ASAP.
Like I said, you said they asked about it, so we can get you going. This is how you making the order for your books. Literally the next few days.
Okay.
Wow.
Has it been edited?
Well, no. I did it myself, but
you want
proofreading? Yeah, you want it. Yeah.
I did. What I did was the book. I read it. I first wrote it. My counselor, she edited it. She read it, and she was like, in prison, she was like, Derek, this is, no, you need to break this back down. You need to talk directly. Like you're talking, in a way where it's like, she said I wasn't I was saying you, and that should have been I.
Right.
So I restructured the book to where the language is not so much the language is not so much where it's so elevated that people can't really grasp it. So I took a lot of the the big vocabulary out. I kind of downsized.
You want to make a connection
Right.
with the reader.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I learned over the years. It's
Right.
like, when my first book, it was called The Human Race Bible, and it was just an observation of humanity.
Okay.
People say, well, why do you call it the Bible? I said, well, because of how I wrote it. I wrote it where the verses are numbered.
Yeah.
And that was just my style.
Yeah.
But then I realized that it's easy to make a connection when you communicate. Like, I'm not trying to use all these super words. Like, I read a book, one of my favorite books, The ISIS Papers. Dr.
Yes, Francis, I
Yeah.
love her.
She
Yeah.
used so many
That's my
big
lady.
words. I had to use the dictionary. So many
Oh,
words.
yeah. Every page. Every
You're
page.
like, whoa, what's
Every
that?
page.
You try to use content. I mean, and the message is so powerful, so you got to get through it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to be able to reach you. Let me. So I wrote a book
Simplify,
called
yeah.
like "Shut the F Up."
Okay.
And people say, "Bro, you shut up!" Like
Right, yeah.
But with the principle of the book, the title grabbed your attention.
Right, that's a fact.
But the principle of the book was, we have a license to talk and a right to talk, and we have a tendency to use the license more than the right. If you are a chef and you have a license to cook,
Right.
every time you go in the kitchen, no matter whose kitchen it is, are you going to cook? No. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got a driver's license. You're
Right.
not going to get in every car you see and drive it.
Right.
So the principle is that nature gives us the right to talk, because that means that we follow the process of observation. We went through the analogy. We've got, so when we say we're going to speak from wisdom. The license, because you can use words.
Right.
So I said, well, look, at a certain point in our life, we really should pay attention and listen. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. You should look and listen twice as much as you speak. So that principle carries, because a lot of the confusion that's happening in the world is because everybody is talking. And since the
That's a fact.
Freedom of Information Act, since information has become so readily available, and anybody can get any kind of information, pearls to swine. There are a lot of swine that's gained a lot of pearls.
That's right. That's a
that
fact.
were not that they didn't earn.
That's right.
Like if somebody a person who spent time incarcerated. This person comes and does a whole book about being incarcerated, but was never incarcerated.
That's right.
So he gonna come up and he gonna start breaking it down to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and you looking like, were you ever locked up?
Right.
So it's like, but that principle is what I talk about. So it's like, but I speak it in terms that you can relate to. Like, okay, I can get this. For a period of 7 years, I just was I didn't talk much coming up, and I just watched. I observed a whole lot.
My brother was the same way. He didn't build much before I went to prison 25 years ago. I was more vocal.
Right.
He was more laid back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you see him, you see me. We were like the moon and the sun. You know
That's
what I'm
a
saying?
fact.
That's how we move. You know what I'm saying? And but he was very laid back. I was more vocal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now, I realized I think maybe a lot of that was due to his growth of observation and now having the wisdom, and being able to, use that wisdom to convey what he now, observed so long. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I have another book I would definitely want to get done. It's called Poisons of Prison Society. And then I have another book called What About Drugs?
Keep writing them then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's get them out.
Yeah. Let's go one.
Drug counselor, and I developed my own 6-step program. Okay, but I broke it down. One is for just secular people, and one is for people under the Islamic faith.
Are you 100% tied to that 6?
Yes, absolutely.
What I say is that you break it into 9.
Well,
I only say that because
I could.
because the curriculum that I created allows you to, like I said, it becomes completely yours.
Right.
But it also authenticates your process, so now you can certify others in your program.
Okay.
And we create workbooks. That's all I'm saying. But the basic principle is, I'll take your whatever you're trying to present, and we're breaking it into 9 parts. What we usually do is we break it into 3 larger parts, you know, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. But then we go 9 each one. So it ends up being 27. So now you have a complete educational and degree